Who would have ever thought that right here, traveling up Oxhead Road in Centereach, Long Island, would be an amazing farm, a place where you could get great vegetables, organic vegetables, where two ladies and a team of volunteers joined together to create an amazing experience for so many people here on Long Island. Come on, join me. We're gonna talk to Ann and we're gonna talk to Jen, and we're gonna find out all about Heartbeet Farms right here on Oxhead Road in Long Island, Centereach, Long Island. Come on, let's talk to the girls.
Hey guys, it's Eric from Cop and Crew and Long Island News Network. You know, it's not often that I have the opportunity to actually get out
on location and visit with people, but I'm here with Jen and Ann, of course, of Heartbeet Farms and Hobbs Farms, and they're going to take us on a little tour today and show us what this is all about and what they're doing here. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you
guys?
Excellent. It's a
beautiful day, huh?
Day.
It's almost
finally.
It's supposed to be 54 degrees this weekend.
Great planted day for seeds.
All right, so here we are. We're at Oxhead Road in Centereach, Long Island, New York. So why don't you start out? Give me a little history about where are we standing right now? Give me a little history about this farm.
The Hobbs family started farming this land in 1917, so the farm is actually over 100 years old, and they've been farming organically ever since. Mr. Hobbs, the son, actually passed away in 1996, and he left the farm to his church, the Bethel AME Church in Setauket. After that, then came Ann. It's not, and he wanted.
And then along
yes.
came
He wanted it to remain agricultural. That was his one thing that he asked the church. And the church, there was a little bit of a lawsuit between a relative, and then it sat fallow for a long time. So the weeds were as tall as this barn over here, which is the original barn.
Yeah. Let's just show everybody what we're talking about.
That's the original barn. And Ann had this vision that she was once a recipient of a food pantry and saw that it was boxed and canned foods, and she wanted to do something different. So later in her life, she actually lives right down the road here. She told her husband, she started farming in her backyard and told her husband she was going to go feed people organic produce, and he thought she was crazy and said,
was the divorce expensive?
Understand now. I had a manicured lawn with a pool, a jacuzzi, all that
the
stuff.
perfect place to rip it up.
And I rented a rototiller and forgot to tell him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he came home and wasn't too happy.
Yeah, but he basically said, go out and find a place to do this. He was supportive of it, absolutely. And she was passing here, and she was like, oh my God, this is the place. And the weeds, again, were very tall. So she had to find, she didn't know who owned the land at the time. She found the church, she knocked at their door in Ann's style and said, I'd like to farm your land and donate the produce to food pantries. And they kind of looked at her like she
They're
was...
like, yeah, right.
But they said yes. 11 years later...
I was very persistent.
Yeah, 11 years later, this is what her vision created. It took an army, obviously, of volunteers and amazing, passionate people to do this, but she was the leader of making this happen. And we donate approximately over 30,000 pounds of organically grown produce to food pantries for over 11 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
This is the house here. Why don't you tell me about the house? This has a lot of history in the house, right? This is actually Mr. Hobbs' house?
Yes, that was Mr. Hobbs' house. I think they built it themselves. I'm not exactly sure. Actually, I know they definitely added an extension on it, even though as little as it is. But when we came here, that was in disarray. We had to gut out the whole thing and start fresh. And then the first volunteer that we had was Peter Castorano, and he was here so often that we asked him to move in to become the caretaker.
There you go.
And he jumped on that chance because it's just, he just has a passion for it, and it's like.
So you guys are gonna take me on a little tour?
Also, just to point out, this farm stand,
right.
This is the Hobbs farm stand.
Okay, is this original?
No.
All right.
That's a lot of Boy Scout.
Oh, okay.
So if you look on this side,
four
that's
different Boy
Peter's
Scout
little
projects.
office during.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the caretaker's office.
That all comes apart
Gotcha.
during the summer,
Okay.
but this is where we sell on
right, there you go.
Saturdays from 10 to 2.
Now, are you open this time of year or every?
No.
Oh,
No.
you saw Memorial Day.
This will open June 30th, I believe. It's open just for 3 months. It's just Hobbs Farm produce, and we have volunteers who run this. That's why it's a
Gotcha.
limited. It's Saturdays 10 to 2 for 3 months.
Gotcha.
And we accept farmers market nutrition checks, which are the New York State checks that they give out that you have to use for produce from farm stands. So it's a great opportunity for everyone to really be able to buy this amazing produce.
Absolutely. Gotcha. All right, let's take a tour. Show me the farm. Let's see what we got.
The barn. So that is the barn, the original barn.
Okay. How old
Hopefully-
is that barn? Would you say?
Oh gosh.
20s.
Probably, yeah, at least in the
20s?
20s, something
1920s,
like that,
really.
yeah.
Wow.
It actually burnt down once, and Mr. Has rebuilt the top from scratch all over again. But that's the second building, the top, it's still there. We're in need of a new barn,
Gotcha.
or restoring it somehow.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I'll point out the fence.
Nice.
There was
fence.
never a fence on this property, and the
There was
deer.
never a fence.
2 or 3 years ago, the deer had
Oh
a
my
field
gosh.
day on
Oh,
our
okay.
cucumbers, to the point where we didn't have any cucumbers. I mean,
We didn't have anything of anything.
and our cucumbers were good. So Ann's father, who's in the fence company, donated this fence, and
Gotcha.
if you see, it goes all the way out there
Yeah.
and around. So, and it's how tall is this fence?
Some areas are 10 feet, and other areas are 8 feet.
And it keeps the deer out.
Yes.
Oh yes, we haven't
We
had
don't
a
even see
problem.
the deer anymore.
Now I see
They-
something
they-
out there in the distance, and I'm going to zoom in on.
Your mobile farm stand. Tell us about that. This is what you're looking at, guys. The truck that you're seeing right there. Tell us about that, if you would, guys. Okay.
That is our Heartbeet Farms mobile farm stand truck. We wanted to, because we have Hobbs farm stand here, we wanted to take, push out and be able to sell our vegetables and not really do it through traditional farmers markets. So Ann had, Ann's brother had an old truck in his backyard.
Kind of looks something like this.
It was white, and we branded it, and basically the side pops up. It's an awning, and we pull out some produce, really nice wooden produce racks, and we set up a farm stand. We had partnerships with Simon Mall, Stony Brook Village, Mather Hospital, and soon to be some more locations.
And that starts on Memorial Day.
Yes, on Memorial Day we start pushing out. The goal is to maximize the use of that truck and have to get another one.
There you go. There you go. All right.
This is a special garden right here. It's called the Education Garden.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the history of this, Ann? You know more about.
How it started. Well, this is the area that I started in 2007. It was a 50 by 50 plot. You can see that wooden fence post right there. That I had a horse and rail fence to kind of mark out the area. The weeds were like overgrown past our heads, but my husband came with a bobcat and kind of carved out a small section in here. And that's where we started. I had gotten 240 tomato plants donated, and everybody thought I was crazy and nuts. We didn't even have irrigation system. I was carrying 5-gallon buckets of water from a house to water the plants. Then the neighbors across the street saw what I was doing, and they allowed me to run a hose from their well across the street. And then eventually there was an irrigation guy down the street who came in and put above ground. But now, with the help, we had a new well installed, and we transferred over to drip irrigation, which helped save us a lot of money.
Very good.
But this area now is used for a lot of education projects, and different schools come.
You guys
and
told me like a lot of times on the weekends it's crowded here. It does get crowded with kids.
The groups,
and
yes.
Yeah, we have various groups that come. Stony Brook, a lot of the department stores, or some of the department stores bring, their employees. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church groups, anybody we can round up. We need help.
Gotcha.
So-
Gotcha. How
And
many
this-
acres is this actually?
It's over 11 acres, but we're only farming roughly about 4.5, maybe 5.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I
I
see.
want everybody to understand this is right. If you're down on Middle Country Road,
Centereach or to the north, let's say, of Setauken and Port Jeff and those areas and such like that. It's amazing that something like this still exists here. I mean, you could travel east out on Long Island, you could find the farm stands, But you know what? There's a lot of people out here from the city, from Nassau County, Suffolk, no matter where you are on Long Island, you could get it.
And you guys have the packages now. We're going to talk
Talk again during another interview about your CSA, which is what they will actually do. What these ladies actually do is they have different programs where for a 14-week period of time you can receive vegetables.
And it's just an amazing, you know, if you're out there like right now.
I know there's a lot of companies out there like the Blue Apron and things like that, but I'm going to ask everybody out there as a Long Islander to support Long Island,
to support these ladies
and what they do. I mean, their vegetables, I've seen them, they're second to none. They really are. So, you know, you could get a really, really great deal. And let's face it, you have to eat.
If you're going to eat vegetables, you might as well eat them from Heartbeet and, you know, from the Heartbeet Farms people. These,
Yes.
you know, the girls from the Magic Garden here, you know. That's a joke in itself. You have to listen to the interview, the morning show interview. So what else we got, guys? What else is going
You
on?
want to see the greenhouse?
Yeah, that would be
have
great.
stuff
Let's travel
growing
to
in there.
take a walk with. By the way, this is Ann and Jen, and if I didn't tell you to begin with, let's take a walk to the greenhouse. So. Okay. And who might this be?
This is Lady.
Hi, lady. I had a lady dog named Lady. Hi, lady.
This
How
is
are you?
Elaine.
Hi,
Elaine does
Elaine, how are you?
about 4,000 hours a season at the farm.
4,000,
She's like
wow.
our primary volunteer. That's Peter.
Hi, how are you? Hi, guys. How are you?
And come in.
Okay, we're in the
Peter-
greenhouse. Here we go. We're walking. Wow, nice of you all living here.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
wanna?
This is a greenhouse. Actually, it was hand built by my brother out of fence posts. He manufactured it himself. I don't know. It was 3 years in the making, but finally we got it. It's not heated, so we made these tables over here, which we used LED lights on top of plywood that helps keep the soil warm at night. And then a Girl Scout, this was a Girl Scout project. She put these frames together on top, and then at night we cover them with the plastic, and it kind of creates a heated greenhouse inside an
There you
heated
go.
greenhouse.
I mean, it's warm in here,
So,
guys. It really
yeah.
is. It's not-
Yeah, but it-
100.
really, it
yeah,
does get over
during
all.
the day, but once
Stop breaking things.
but the problem is once the sun goes down,
It
it
gets
gets
cold.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Very cold.
this is a cheap, economical way of keeping our.
And what are we growing
our-
here now? What are we-
These are leeks. We have
Cauliflower.
cauliflower growing over there with some
Okay.
shallots. Down over here
Here.
we have
Cucumbers.
cucumbers that are going to get transplanted today.
How
and
long does a
some
cucumber take?
tomatoes.
How long does something like? When will this actually be a full-grown cucumber?
You know what? I keep looking at it and looking to see if I see any buds. I need to transplant them, and then hopefully these are greenhouse cucumbers. So this is our first year doing these, so I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
I've never done it this way, so
Okay.
it's an experiment that we're trying to. And the same with these. These are greenhouse tomatoes.
Right.
So
when you
know,
say that you have to transplant them, where are you going to transplant?
I'm going
them
to transplant them into bigger pots because
Oh, okay.
these aren't meant to be planted out in a field.
Gotcha.
They're meant to, we're just trying to see the earliest possible way we can get produce grown,
Understood.
naturally. So,
Understood.
and then right behind over here is lots of cabbage growing up, and then we have red cabbage over here, and broccoli over here.
What's the most popular vegetable that you guys see going out the door?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers,
Tomatoes, peppers are big. Eggplant.
eggplant. Yep.
Zucchini.
Lots of greens. Lots of greens.
Lots of greens.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Where, is there any way you could grow like Captain Crunch with Fruit Loops? Just kidding.
That's not organic.
Oh, sorry.
We stick to the
can
organic.
Grow, we can grow the dye, like the coloring, to make them actually more natural.
There you go. There you go.
Beet juice is really good for that.
Thanks, Jen. I like her. All right.
And then
We
these are
will
seedlings that were just
transform
planted last Saturday. We
Okay.
had a college group come
Okay.
that planted these, so we're still waiting for these to pop up.
Gotcha. All right.
So-
So let's take a walk back out here. I'll show you the greenhouse. This is what they got going on here, folks. Here's cucumbers. All right. All right. I'll follow you guys. This is, like I said, right on Oxhead Road, right here in Centereach, and they have a lot of. There's so many great things that not only
A family, a group, a school, organization, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, that people can do here, but there's so much they have to offer. First off, as far as the charity goes, that's a fabulous thing that you guys are doing. But in addition to that, I know for a fact, when you drive by a farm stand here on Long Island, there's cars parked all over the place. I'm gonna be telling you right now that you're gonna be hearing so much about Heartbeet from myself and from the crew, and here on Cop and Crew, and also on Long Island News Network. And we are going to spend quite a bit of time. We're going to come out again with you guys and actually, enjoy the seasons. And
Awesome.
maybe I can learn to eat vegetables. We'll see.
We will get you to eat something.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. So now,
That's our mission this season.
so now, if people, all right. So let's talk about the truck itself. Will start out on the 30th of, or should we say,
The 26th
Memorial
of
Day.
May, yeah.
And then we have the farm stand, which will open up here in July, or June or July. Okay. If people want to find you now and talk to you now about potential, can they get? When do the CSA packages start? How does that work?
They start the end of June.
Okay.
I think it's June 28th or 27th.
Okay.
But you need to sign up soon
Right.
because we have a limited number of memberships, and then it closes. Then your only choice really is to go to the mobile farm stand trucks.
Absolutely.
So, people, we have a lot of sign-ups already.
And
So
how do they do that? How do they get?
they
a
can
hold
go
of
right online to Heartbeet, BEET, farms.com. And there's a CSA option, buy vegetables option, and all your CSA options are right online.
you? Absolutely. How would you feel about one day maybe we got like a really great band out here and had a little Heartbeat band?
love that.
Love it.
Heart stock. They'll be lining up, blocking up
bonfire
Oxhead
and
Road.
everything.
You
We'll
know?
roast some vegetables for you. There you go.
I'm thinking, because I'm looking behind you here, and I say, we could make like a little makeshift stage, get a band out here, and really, get the public to come out and really enjoy, have an what do you want to call it? Have an organic vegetable day. You know what I'm saying? So what do you
Sounds
think,
good.
guys?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right. So one more time, give them the website.
Heartbeet, BEET, farms.com.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm here. I'm at the farm, and I'm going to be here, and you should be here too. So stay tuned. We're not done with this. We're not done with this yet. You know what I'm saying? In other words, this is just the start of a really great season right here on Long Island. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.